Myself, I am Gayatri. So I would be dealing as a trainer for this CSA and the CSSA sessions. So I've been into Pega corporate training for about almost 6 years now. So I take up trainings on different levels of Pega certifications and on different frameworks as well. Yes. Right. So I think that's a quick introduction about myself. Talking about the course is scheduled for about 60 hours. So we'll be taking 1 hour each day, wherein the first 30 hours are for the CSA, wherein we cover all the basic concepts of the CSA level certification along with the Pega Academy, as in the course is aligned with the Pega Academy. So once you follow the curriculum and you do a regular hands-on practice, you should be able to get the certification as well. Okay. Whereas the next 30 hours are for the CWA, which is the next level of certification on the Pega ladder. Talking about the certifications. Guys, sorry to interrupt. If you're not speaking, can you please go on mute?
Hello.
Little background noise here. So can you please go on mute? Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Okay. So talking about the levels of certification, the first level in the developer ladder is going to be CSA, Certified System Architect. Okay. Whereas the next level is going to be CSSA, which is Certified Senior System Architect. And of course, the last or the highest level is going to be Lead System Architect. So these are typically the developer level certifications that Pega offers. Okay. Of course, there are other certifications for different other roles, as in there is one for data scientist, there is one for decisioning consultant, right? There's one for business architect certification. So depending upon the role that you're performing, you can choose the appropriate certification. Okay. So
sorry to interrupt. Can you allow me to record the session?
Yes, the sessions are already being recorded. Yeah, Chandu, our training coordinator, has already started the recording. Yeah, and you will also get access to the recordings as well. Yeah. Nice. So yeah, talking about the certifications, those were the different levels of certifications. And I'm assuming almost all of you are into Pega development. I mean, are yet to take or you're already working. So I'm assuming you have chose the right course. Okay. Then quickly, I would also like you to give us a quick intro. As in, I don't need any of your technical details. You don't need to disclose your office details and all. Just you can tell me a name, and then if you have any prior experience to Pega, or is it Pega is completely new to you, just your domain level knowledge, so that I can I'll shift my gears accordingly, just to get an idea of the audience. Can we proceed on with that quick intro?
Hi, I can go first.
Sure. Hi, Venkat.
Yeah, hi. Yeah, so as you know my name already, so I'm Venkat, and I'm completely new to Pega, but I do have experience in similar systems like Salesforce, for example, or yeah, some of the ERPs or yeah.
Okay, got it, Venkat. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Abhishek Shah. I am new to Pega.
Okay. Yeah, thanks, Abhishek.
Hi, my name is Tanuja. I'm completely new to this Pega actually. Yeah.
Okay. Thanks, Tanuja.
Yeah, thank you.
Hi, my name is Manish. I'm completely new to Pega.
Okay, Manish. Thanks.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Chetna and I'm completely new to Pega.
Yeah, okay. Okay. Thanks, Shatna.
Hi, my name is Vani and I'm completely new to Pega as well.
Okay. Okay, Vani. Yeah.
Hi,
Good.
my name is
Continue, Keshav.
Hello.
my name is Abhishek, and I'm also completely new to Pega.
Okay. Okay, Abhishek.
Hi, Keshav here. I'm completely new to Pega. In fact, new to IT.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
Hi,
Okay.
Sunana here. I'm also
Hi,
new for Pega.
Okay. Okay. Got it, Sunaina. Thank you.
Hi ma'am, good morning. This is Sirisha.
Hi, Sirisha.
I have no experience at any stream. I'm also new to Pega.
Okay. Okay. Got it, Sirisha. Thank you.
Hi, Gayatri. This is
Gayatri, go ahead.
Hi. This is Anuradha here, and I'm completely new to Pega.
Okay. Okay. Thanks, Anuradha.
Thank you.
Hi, this is Kirti here. I'm also completely new to Pega.
Okay. Okay. Thanks, Kirti.
Yeah.
Hi, Gayatri.
Okay.
This is Mohan Chand. I'm a bit familiar with Pega.
Okay. You're familiar. Okay. As in you have a little
Not-
hands-on, Mohan?
Sorry, madam?
I mean, you have a little hands-on on Pega? I mean, are you working on a project or something?
Yeah, bit hands-on.
Okay.
Much. Actually, I have joined the last batch, but at
Uh-huh.
the end of the batch, just
Oh.
three days were left. Then I was quiet, so I thought to join here.
Oh, okay. Okay. Okay, Mohan. Got it.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Hi, Gayatri. Good morning. This is
Hi.
Jayanti.
Hi, Jayanti. Good morning.
Yeah, I have no experience in Pega. I'm completely new.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Thanks, Jayanti.
Hello, myself Arun Jagadisan.
Hi,
I'm
Arun.
Pega Robotic Process Automation SME. I'm familiar with the Pega applications, but I like to learn more concept in detail and do hands-on as well.
Okay. Okay. Got it, Arun. Thanks. Yeah, I think pretty much we've covered everyone. Yeah, seems good. Okay. So I get most of the audience are not very familiar with Pega. They're completely new to this technology, right? And I think few are completely new to corporate also, the IT, isn't it? Okay, got it. So accordingly, we'll take it. Anyways, we'll be anyway starting from the 0 level, the basic level. So no worries. Okay. In fact, you don't need any technical background also. Right? I mean, you might have heard this, like if you want to learn Pega, you should know some Java or you should know some object-oriented programming. Otherwise, it would be difficult. You might have heard this, but no, not required. So the agenda, I mean, the Pega systems has brought in this low-code development tool in order to make sure that even non-technical people should also be able to develop applications. So that's what their agenda is, right? So no worries. We'll be starting from the 0 level, and towards the end of it, end of the training, towards the end of the course, you'll be able to build an end-to-end application. Okay. So I've got your expectations. So the only expectation from my side is, okay, 1 hour of
Sorry, am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Yeah, I think I missed my introduction. I was trying to introduce.
Oh,
my name is
sorry.
Sanjay.
Yes, Sanjay. Hi. Yes, Sanjay, go ahead.
Yeah, that's all about me. I'm Sanjay,
okay.
and I'm new to Pega.
Okay, got it, Sanjay. Thank you.
Sorry, I'm using my mobile device, so that's the reason I'm just talking between the screens.
Sure, no problem. Sure. Right. So team 1, you can say expectation from my side is going to be this, wherein for 1 hour we will be having our session, right? So for the first 15-20 minutes, we'll talk about the background of it. We'll talk about the background of the topic. Why is it important? Why should I know it? And the rest is going to be the actual implementation part. We will be implementing that on the Pega environment, and we'll be looking into it. That's for our 1 hour session. Now, along with this 1 hour session, I would want you to practice for another hour. So at least 1 hour of hands-on is definitely required, because this is going to be a completely technical session. Okay, so it's not like this. Let's say you attend a session tomorrow, then just directly come day after tomorrow. It doesn't work that way. Unless you put a proper hands-on, you will not be able to correlate with the coming sessions. Right? And I know most of you might be working professionals, so it might be difficult to put in every day a set of time. So instead, at least during the weekends, I suggest at least 2 to 3 hours in the weekends should also be fine. Okay, so that's the only expectation from my side, because see, you're all putting in your time, your effort, your money, right? We are all putting in our time and effort. So let us make the most of it. Okay, right. So that's the only thing I want from your side. Yep, then let's proceed. I think we'll anyways, we'll be starting with the very basic stuff. I mean, if you have a little bit of knowledge on OOPS or on Java, that would help, that might help. Right? That's not mandatory. Okay, so I think we'll go ahead. We'll anyways start with the first aspects. Okay? And of course, just to give you an info, all these sessions were being recorded, and you will get access to the recordings as well. Okay, so that you can revise, go back, and you'll be able to revise. And of course, I think Chandu would have already informed you that we will be providing you the software as well, so that you can practice whenever you could get some time. So this is not like a trial version, it ends in 1 month or so. No, you will have it installed on your personal machines, and you can access it whenever required. Okay, so I think then let's go ahead. So first thing that we would be looking at is, we'll talk about a bit of the OOPS concepts. And we'll talk about BPM, because Pega is typically branded as a BPM. So we'll first see what is a process, then we'll understand what is a business process, then we'll go to BPM, and finally Pega. Right? So let's not directly jump into it. We'll start from the 0 level, and we'll try taking it slowly. So mostly for today and tomorrow's session, it is going to be a little dry, as in most of the theoretical part is going to be covered. Whereas from session 3, we'll actually be working on the environment. Okay, so you should bear with me for today and tomorrow if the sessions are a little theoretical ones. Okay, yeah. So let's go ahead. Now, so the first thing is, let's talk about object-oriented program. Now, what is this? So what are the basic concepts of OOP, and why are we even learning this? So we know Pega is something like a low-code tool, as in, even if I don't know coding also, I'll still be able to work on Pega. That's the idea, right? Of course, yes. Now again, why are we learning these concepts? These are completely, coding concepts. Why are we learning this? So the reason is, even though Pega is a no-code or a low-code tool, we say, internally, if you dig deeper, there are these OOP concepts. So now if I learn these a little, I'll be able to put them on the Pega platform once I start developing the applications. Okay, so let us see this. I mean, we are just going to brush up these things in a little, and we can proceed on to the next aspects. Right. So the first thing we'll be looking at is an object. Okay, now what is an object? Guys, you can speak out, you can speak your mind. There's nothing like a right and wrong answer, only perspectives. So yeah, you can be interactive. So what do you think is an object? Any guesses?
An object is an instance which holds something.
Mm-hmm. An object is an instance. Okay. So I'm assuming instance as an instance of a class, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Got it. Right. Any other perspectives, team? Okay. Right. So an object is something which has a state and a behavior. So anything which has a state and behavior can be called as an object. And now, what is a state and behavior? The state is something that is presented by the physical properties of the object, as in could be height, width, length, color. So all of that is the physical property. Okay. And in the technical terms, we call it a state. Okay. Whereas there's something called as behavior. Now, what is this behavior? As in, what is the functionality of that particular object? What is the purpose of that object? Is called your behavior. Now you take any object, it will have a representation of a state and a behavior. Let's take a marker. So marker is an object. Does it have a state? Yes. I can define the marker by its dimensions, height, width, length, then color, right? Price. All of these define the physical properties. So what is the behavior? So the behavior or the functionality of a marker is to highlight. It is to write, to draw. So these are the functionalities of your object. Now, similarly, if you take a mobile phone, what is the state of your mobile phone? Can you mention the state of your mobile phone? How do you represent the physical properties of your mobile?
Solid.
Solid. Okay.
Solid.
Agreed. Agreed. Correct. What else?
And color.
Color of your mobile. Okay. Agreed.
Rate of the mobile.
Rate as in price. Yes. Correct. Correct.
Weight.
Dimensions.
Okay.
Dimensions.
Okay. Dimensions. Agreed. Agreed.
Few of its functionalities like visible in terms of visible and in terms of performance.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So those I mean ones that you mentioned are kind of a behavior, right? Oh,
yeah. Yeah.
Yes. Yes. So the state of your mobile could be the dimensions, the type of the glass, right? The notch display, the pixels of your camera, right? So all of these are the physical properties, and you can call them state. Now, what is the behavior? The purpose of your phone? What is it? So to make calls, yes. To send messages, to click pictures, right? To look at some videos, to capture some images. So all of these are the different behaviors of your mobile. So behavior is basically the functionality. What is the purpose of that particular object? Yes. Good. So now I take any object, I'll be able to define a state and behavior for it. Okay. And of course, in the technical terms, the state is defined by physical properties, as in you can call them variables, whereas behavior is similar to functionality, which is similar to your methods, the so-called methods that you write, the functions that you write, the procedures that you write. So all those will define the behavior. Okay. So let's proceed. Then what is a class now? So when I asked an object definition, okay, so I got a response saying it is an instance of a class. Okay. Yes. Now when I look at a class definition, it says it describes an object. Now what is the cyclic dependency here? Class describes object, and again object is instance of a class. What is this then? What is the difference between the class and object exactly? Because both seem very similar. Here the definition says class describes an object. Just now we have learned that object has state and behavior. Now the definition says class describes an object, which means class also has some state and behavior, isn't it? Then why do I have two things if they are entirely the same? What is the difference between your class and object?
Is it like a object can be seen and class is like the imagination or something like that?
Okay, class can be seen. Object is imaginary, you're saying. Okay.
No, the other way around. Object
The other way
is
around.
having the has, so like it's a state, it is having the state like solid, though, so it can be seen, right? But the class is
correct.
It can't be seen.
Of
Yeah,
course,
it's imagination.
of course, in a way, yes.
Yeah.
Yes. You're almost there. Yes. So
Collections of objects is in class.
Sorry, can you come again, Tanuja?
Yes. Collections of objects, right?
Collection of object can be called as a class. Agreed.
Yes.
Agreed. Okay. Agreed. Okay. So in order to, just clarify on this, I'll give you a simple scenario. Okay. Listen to this. Let's say I want my house to be constructed. Okay. What will I do? Will I do it myself? No. I'll approach an architect first. I'll say, this is how I want the hall. This is how I want the kitchen. I'll tell him all the requirements. So he'll give me a blueprint. He'll design my house according to my requirements. He'll put it on a chart and he will call it a blueprint, as in this is how your actual house would be constructed. Okay. Now taking that blueprint, I'll go to a civil engineer asking him, please, I want this kind of house to be constructed. Now, let's say the house is constructed. Okay. What is the difference between the house that is on the blueprint and the house that is actually constructed? What is the difference?
In the blueprint, we can imagine our future. I mean, the design, and in actual, till we implement, we cannot come to know.
Exactly. So even though both are houses, the one that's actually present, the one that's physically present, it has some address. It occupies some space. It occupies some memory. Whereas the one that's on the blueprint is kind of a virtual thing, right? I mean, it doesn't occupy any space. It doesn't occupy any memory. It doesn't have a physical existence. So the exact same thing with your class and object also. Okay. So the object is the actual house that is built, whereas the class is the blueprint. Okay. And that's why with that blueprint of the house, can I construct n number of houses? Can I do it? With the same blueprint, I can construct n number of houses, isn't it?
Yes.
Exactly.
Yes, ma'am.
With your class that's virtually available, I can construct n number of object instances. And each one has got its own memory allocation. Each one has got its own address because that's physically available. Okay. So that's the exact difference between your class and the object. Otherwise, both have got states and behaviors. The only thing is your class is a virtual entity, whereas object is a physical entity. Okay. So we'll be looking at this object class analogy a lot once we land into the Pega platform. Okay. So, try to remember this part, the object and class instances, because with one class, I can have n number of objects. Okay. Nice. And team, if you're not comfortable anywhere, if you are not getting it, you can just stop me then and there, right? Because few things I assume that you might know and I'm going forward. So if you are not comfortable anywhere, because few of you are not from the IT background at all, so you can feel free to stop me. No issues. Okay. Right. So then going ahead, abstraction. So in the OOPS part, there is one such concept called abstraction. So what is abstraction? The point of abstraction is that it is going to, show us only the overall functionality, whereas all the internal detailings are hidden. Okay. So I think the classic example for abstraction is when you visit an ATM. So when you visit an ATM with the purpose of withdrawing some amount, your interest lies in inserting in your card, giving in your right pin, giving in the right amount, and then making sure the correct amount is withdrawn, isn't it? But you will not be checking what kind of microprocessor is used inside the machine. What is a microcontroller? Which company manufactured it? Will we be looking into those things? Of course not. Right? So the focus is on the outward functionality only, rather than all the internal detailing. Right? So you might ask me, in Pega, what is it with this abstraction? Of course, the Pega is a layer of abstraction, you can say, because I don't do a lot of coding there. I mean, code will still be present, but I don't do it. I would only be looking at the outward picture. Okay, so you will be able to correlate each one of your OOPS concepts once we start working on the Pega platform. Okay, right. So then the next thing is encapsulation. So what does this mean now? You're encapsulating, as in you're covering in something, you're putting in few things together, making an outward cover. Yes. So in encapsulation, what are you doing is all your state and behavior, let's say your variables and methods, they're encapsulated together inside a class. So that you're not allowing an access from other classes onto your variables and methods. So if you are typically a Java guy, you might have known these access specifiers, as in you have public, private and all, as in how are you accessing certain variables, how are you giving in permissions to access those variables and methods, right? So typically encapsulation is where all your class variables and methods are encapsulated. So you're kind of restricting the usage of those things from the other classes, or let's say from some other applications. Right. Then comes inheritance. So probably you might have been very familiar with this part of the thing called inheritance. So we generally say this: you look alike your mother, as in you inherit a lot of features from your mother. Yes. So inheritance is where we have a parent class, we have a child class, and we are going to reuse certain features of the parent in the child. So rather than recreating them again, instead what we do is we try to reuse the features of the parent in the child class. Okay. So here there's a typical example for inheritance. If you see, there are vehicles which are categorized into wheeled vehicles and non-wheeled vehicles. And again, in wheeled vehicles, I've got 4-wheeled, I have 2-wheeled. And in 4-wheel, I have got different kinds of, let's say there's Audi, there is Mercedes, there's Skoda, something like that. Okay? So if I have to call this concept called inheritance, can I say this? Car is a wheeled vehicle. Cycle is a wheeled vehicle, right? That is a, the term, if you see, is a, is a typical relationship that we can find in the inheritance concept. The is a relationship. So again, this also is something that we'll be very frequently hearing once we land into the Pega application. Okay, so remember this as well, the inheritance concept. And of course, the last one is going to be polymorphism. So poly as in many, morphism is going to be the actions or the outcomes. So I can achieve an outcome using multiple different ways. Okay. So in Pega, we don't have anything called as code. We don't call anything as code. Instead, we call them rules. Okay. So everything is called as a rule. So I can achieve the same outcome using a multiple combinations of different rules. So, I mean, once we land into it, it'll be a lot more clear. But for now, these are just the basic, I mean, what concepts are there, how do we use it, is just a very basic stuff that we have discussed. Okay, so clear with the concept of OOPS. Are we good on this? Yes. Right.
Yes.
Great. Okay. So moving further. So generally you might have heard this. Pega is a BPM tool. Heard of this statement? I think most of you would have heard. Pega is a BPM tool. What is this BPM?
Business process management.
Correct. Business process management. Okay. So again, let's start from the zero level. So we'll first see what is a process. Then we'll see what is business process. Then we'll proceed to understand what is business process management. Okay. Let's proceed. So for process, this is kind of a textbook definition that we have. Anything that you do, right, or any set of actions or sequence of steps that you do in order to achieve an outcome can be called as a process. Okay. Let's say I make coffee. Can I call it a process? Because some standard steps are involved. Can I call it a process?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Then on the other hand, I'm working on a project report. Can I call that a process?
Yes.
It involves some series of steps. I'll gather the information. I'll put it in a representable format. I'll use some graphs and all. Then I'll decide who this has to be sent to. Yes, of course, a process is involved. So both of these are processes. Good. Now, what is a business process then? Okay, so let me read this out for you. A collection of related events, activities, decisions that involve a number of actors, resources that collectively lead to an outcome that is of value to an organization or its customers. Here, the most important part is the outcome. The outcome should be of value to the organization or to its customers. Only then I can call a process as a business process. Okay, like for example, in the earlier scenario where I'm making coffee. So can I call that coffee making process as a business process? Can I?
No.
Yes.
That is random.
Madam, it is both, madam. If we
It is
are
both.
preparing at home, it is for us. If we are preparing in public, that is for serving and collecting the money. So it is
exactly, both. Exactly. See, if I work at Starbucks, then I can call that a business process because that is giving a value to my organization or for my customers. But if I randomly prepare coffee at home, that's not going to help my organization nor my customer, right? So let's say we'll stick with the first scenario. I'm preparing coffee at home. So I cannot consider that as a business process. Agreed? Yes?
Yes, madam.
So whereas the second scenario where I'm preparing a project report and let's say it has got these entities, customer satisfaction index or the previous year's sales margin or the current quarter's profit margins. Okay? So if I have got these kind of entities, so can I call it a business process? Is it for value to my organization? Of course, yes. So looking at the sales margins, if I see they are declining, now I'll start thinking about strategies as in how to increase them, how to increase my profits, how to increase my ROI. So I'll start thinking about those things. Of course, it is a value to my organization. Okay? So the most important factor is the outcome. Along with that, if I have to qualify my process as a business process, there are 6 entities in overall. What are those? The first one is called events. Then you have activities, as in the tasks that you're performing. Then you have decisions, you have actors, you have resources, and finally the outcome. So these 6 entities are like a checklist. Okay, for you to qualify any process as a business process, you can just check these 6 entities and you can consider, yes, this is a business process. Okay, so we'll see this as a simple example. We look at order to cash. I think most of you would be part of this online shopping, as in you order things frequently on Amazon, right? So let's take the same example. Okay, now I would like to purchase a book online. That's my agenda. Okay, so what do I do generally? What kind of aspects are involved during this entire transaction? So the agenda is for me to purchase a book. How do I do it?
First, log in into that app.
Okay.
And next, search for that book.
Correct. I'll search.
So that if there is any, what is that? Is there any offers and all? We will see that.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
We'll take the mobile and search for the requirement, and if we find, just select it and look at any offers. Then we'll make a transaction with proper address. Once transaction completed, we will get notified that it will be delivered short. So once the shipping is done, then the delivery guy will contact us and he will deliver us, and we'll check whether the product is good. Then we will enclose this with code and we'll use the product.
Okay. Okay. Agreed. Agreed. Right. So let me just summarize. So the first thing is I'll be logging into the specific e-commerce site. Let's say Flipkart, Amazon, whatever. Once I log in, I'll start searching for the book. Okay. So I'll get a series of vendors who are offering that book. So of course, I'll look at some reviews. I'll look at some feedbacks, and I look at the discounts also, which vendor is offering me higher discounts. Yes. Okay. So once you finalize that, you proceed to the payment. In the payment, I'll see different modes of payment. As in, I can make a payment through card, or I can make a payment through internet banking or some Amazon reward points or cash on delivery. So I'll be making a decision on what kind of payment mode would I choose. Okay, good. Once the payment is done, my order is confirmed. Then the vendor will start working on my transaction. As in, he will check whether the book is available or not, whether he can accept the order or not. Once accepted, it is checked. These are basically put in a warehouse and all, right? So from the warehouse, the item is picked, then it is checked whether it's in a good condition or not, and then it is sent for packaging. Once packaged, it is moved to shipping, and then finally the delivery guy comes in and he delivers you the product, isn't it? That's what generally happens. Yes. Now let us correlate this with the definition of business process. The first thing, event. So what is the event here? You initiating for purchasing a book is an event. Okay. Now, what are the activities? I mean, what are the tasks that you performed in this transaction? So I looked at reviews, right? I looked at some feedbacks. I tracked the order multiple times, right? Then the product is brought from warehouse to the packing team, then to the shipping team. So all those are the events, the activities. Then, are there any decisions involved here? Are there any decisions involved?
Yes. Which vendor to use and
correct.
I mean, which
mode of payment, right? I made a choice regarding the mode of payment. Then, are there any decisions from the vendor side also? Did he make a decision?
Yes, ma'am.
Right? As in,
yes,
probably the decision could be his mode of transport.
Yeah, and even the payment.
Correct.
Even the payment clearance.
Payment, yes, correct. Let's say if you are a Prime customer, you would expect the delivery in one day. So the mode of transport could be airways. Right? Otherwise, if you are a regular customer, I can deliver it within 3 to 5 business days. So I might choose roadways or railways for it. Right? So of course, this is a decision made by the vendor. Then actors. Who all are involved here? People are involved, isn't it? So who all are involved?
Yeah. The purchaser,
correct,
the seller, and the delivery boys.
Exactly. I mean, there are multiple actors involved. You, a customer, then vendor is there. The entire packaging team is there. The shipping team is there. The delivery team, the warehouse guy. So all of these actors are involved. Good. Then resources. What are resources here? So resource is something that helps you aid or finish the transaction. Okay. Could be a trolley on the warehouse, could be a resource, or a gift wrapping paper could be a resource. Or when the delivery guy comes in, he gives you a device for e-signature. That could be a resource, right? So these try to help you finish the transaction. Okay, nice. Then what is the outcome here? Is there an outcome for my transaction? What is it?
Yeah, getting the book, right book at the right time.
Correct. So you receiving the book in a good shape, right? In a the actual one that you wanted, the latest version, the latest copy, latest edition. Yes, it is an outcome, and of course it is a positive outcome for me as well as the vendor also, because I've given him the money. Yes, so that's a positive outcome. But can I always expect positive outcomes only? Can I?
No.
So would it be like always the right
No.
book? No. Sometimes you might receive the book, but it's not an original copy. You received the book, but it's damaged. Right? You received the book, but it's not the same book at all. You booked something else, you received something else. Right? So that's a negative outcome. Of course, I can have negative outcomes. And that's negative for you as well as the vendor also. Because he has to, go through all over it once again, because you will put it for an exchange or you will put it for a return. So that's of course negative for the vendor also. But when I have a business transaction, it's not mandatory that I should only expect positive outcomes. No, either positive or negative, at least there should be some outcome for it. My transaction should not go infinitely without an outcome. No. Right? So either positive or negative, we will be handling it separately, but still some sort of outcome should be there. So you take any business transaction, let's say your medical insurance claim, your application to a passport or application to a loan. So you take any business transaction, you would be able to correlate all these 6 entities with it. Okay. So you can give that a try. Check for any business transaction and check for these 6 typical entities. Okay. Of which, of course, the most important one is the outcome. Okay. Right. So are we clear with business process? Are we good with this? Yes. Nice.
Yes.
Okay. Now, let's say Amazon is handling this one transaction called placing an order. Okay, that's one business transaction or one business process. Likewise, can you name some other transactions that Amazon is handling? One is
Amazon Pay.
What else could be there? Amazon Pay, okay, where you can recharge or where you can pay your bills.
UPI.
UPI, yes, correct. Then anything else?
Prime membership.
Correct. Subscription of a Prime membership, correct. Okay.
Cashbacks.
Cashback. Cashback could it be an entire transaction? No, I don't think, because cashback is part of the transaction, right? It's not a transaction in itself. So I cannot consider.
What was your question, madam?
Sorry, come again.
What was your question?
I didn't get you, Mohan. Question. Okay. So question is like one transaction with Amazon is placing an order. What else could be the other set of transactions that you could?
I will choose the
Amazon
mode
Music.
will choose the mode of transaction.
Correct.
Either
More,
UPI or internet banking or sorry, something UPI ID. Both are same, I believe.
Basically, mode of payment.
Okay, mode of payment. Okay. Again,
cash and delivery.
Payment is again part of a transaction, right? I mean, it's not an entire transaction itself. I think someone said Amazon Music, taking a subscription of it. Yes.
Yeah. And Kindle services.
Kindle, correct. Agreed.
Amazon Prime.
Agreed. Prime. Then you can also register yourself as a vendor. You can do it, right? I mean, it's not always being a customer. You can also give business, as in you can register yourself as a vendor. So that's a transaction again, right? So all these are typical business transactions. Now, on a single day, let's say 1,000 customers are placing orders. So they are considered as 1,000 business transactions, correct? Let's say 1,000 people have subscribed. So they are considered 1,000 business transactions. Right? Now, if you are able to manage all these business transactions together on a single unified platform, that's what we call BPM. Right? So what is BPM? Okay, hold on. Just give me, where is the BP? Yes, seems like this skipped. So if you are able to manage your business transactions on a single unified platform, that's what we call as a BPM, business process management. Okay, and of course, Pega is one such BPM tool. Okay, there are a lot of other BPM tools, but the whole point of BPM is you would be able to design your business transactions, you would be able to analyze them, you can monitor them, you can automate, you can improve. A lot of possibilities are there. And of course, the combination depends upon your requirement. What are you trying to do? Are you trying to automate your process? Or are you just trying to measure it? I mean, are you looking at the reports of it? Or are you trying to improve it? What is your purpose? So depending upon that, I'll be able to deal with my BPM tool. Okay, but the overall point of BPM is you will be able to manage your business transactions together. Okay, right. And of course, there are a lot of advantages when it comes to BPM tools. So the first thing is agility. What does it mean, being agile? Being agile means being quickly able to adapt to your environment. Okay, let's say there are changes in government policies and regulations. So you should not say, no, I'll not allow these changes in my application. No. If you don't do it, your competitors have already taken advantage of it then, right? So you should be able to, make in changes, adapt to the changes of the external environment. So that's nothing but being agile. And when you design your business transactions in a BPM tool, they are more streamlined. You're putting them in a more organized way. And when the process is organized, of course, the productivity of your employees goes high because they don't need to work on each individual transaction. Instead, they will see all of them together, right? So of course, productivity is high. Then transparency. So when you order something online, you'd be able to clearly see what is the status of your transaction, where it reached. Let's say if you take Amazon, you'll very clearly see where your product is. Right? So first it's say order confirmed, then order packaged, then order shipped. And even in the shipping also, you can see where it reached. It says it reached a courier facility at Hyderabad. Then it is dispatched from the courier facility. It is out for delivery now. A person so-and-so is bringing your product, right? So every detail is available. So can I say it has transparency? Of course, yes. Then customer focus. So the major focus here is going to be on the customer. They are very, very customer-centric approaches. Right? So you define your application in a way the customer wants to look at it. It's the entire customer's view of the application. You have consistency, repeatability, and transferability. Let's say I order a product in Amazon today. Okay? And tomorrow, Alekia and Abhishek place their orders. So will the orders be taken the same way, or will there be transaction handled separately and mine would be, put in behind? Would it be like that? No. So all the orders will go through the same way. Okay, provided we are all same kind of customers. Right? So there's a lot of consistency happening here. If there are 1,000 customers placing their orders, all the 1,000 customers transaction will go in a similar manner. Okay? Similar manner as in don't assume the addresses are same. No, they are different. But the way they are handled would be the same. Okay? Then there is a lot of repeatability also. The same thing is repeated for 1,000 customers. Right? Then, when your application is agile, then of course it is more sustainable also. If you're easy to adapt to changes, you are more sustainable, right? Because you can live for a longer period in the market. And the last one is your measurability, where you can measure the transactions. Let's say I want a report of how many orders have been placed in the last 1 month. Can I do it? Yes. So BPM tools have this special capacity to generate a lot of reports. Few reports are by default from the platform itself, and of course few can be created as per our requirement. Now, this is not specific to Pega. This is for any BPM tool you take. They abide by all these advantages. Okay. So, but which one to choose? How do I know, yes, this is the right one? That basically depends upon the requirements only. We cannot say this is the best BPM tool or, this is not good at all. No, nothing like that. Because each one has got their own advantages and disadvantages. This is one graph which shows the details of various BPM tools in the market regarding the customer satisfaction score and the research frequency. Okay. So along with Pega, if you observe, there are a lot of other BPM tools. There's there's Appian, there's TIBCO, Nintex, IBM BPM. So we have got a lot of BPM tools. Okay. When you look at the research frequency, Pega stands out on the research frequency because for each new version, they come with a new lot of features. Okay. So the current version of Pega we are dealing with is 8.7. So it started off from 4. Okay. Then we got 5, 6, 6.1, 6.2, then 7, 7.1, 7.2, 3, 4, 8, 8.1, 2, 3, 4, and we are almost at 7 now. So with each new version, they come up with a lot of new features. And of course, that might be a disadvantage, as in few customers are reluctant to change. Let's say I purchase my license in 8.3 and immediately in the next 2 months, you release 8.4. Of course, I should be upgrading into it, right? So could be a reason why few customers rated Pega a little lower, of course, with respect to this research frequency, you can say, right? So nothing like a best tool or anything. Of course, depending upon the business requirements, we would be able to choose one. And undoubtedly, you can say Pega is good at all, all aspects. So I think most of the times you hear Pega, you hear IBM BPM, and you might also hear Appian a bit, right? Of course, this choice is completely, depending upon the client and the business requirements that you're handling. Okay, so that's pretty much about the BPM and the purpose of it. I mean, how do we use it or what are the advantages? Right? So are we clear with this? The part of OOPS and the part of BPM so far? Any questions on this? Are we good?
I have one question.
Yes, please go ahead.
So I agree with you, like in terms of research frequency, Pega is releasing more versions, but we also saw the benefits of BPM, right? So one of the key or the first one which we visited is about agility.
Correct, exactly.
But Pega doesn't accept patches as of now, as per my understanding. So if we have to get a new feature which is available in the next version only, right? So we cannot take it like a patch, or customers cannot choose. If there are 10 features available in the market from Pega, customers cannot choose it. Like, I need this feature, I will take that as a patch and install it in for my organization.
Correct. So that you can, I mean, I don't say it is a disadvantage, but the thing is, when you talk about the licensing or the cost methods of Pega, so they would give you the entire platform. I mean, the base platform is given for one specific license. So on top of that, if I want some frameworks and all, they have to be, separately purchased again. So yeah, that's true. You cannot pick and choose. Let's say I want only this or I want only this. That choice is not given. Yeah, that's true.
Okay. Yeah. So that's what I thought of. Maybe checking. Yep. Thanks.
True. Yeah. But if you're talking about hot fixes, as in let's say there is a defect in the system, or let's say there is a bug, then for that I don't need to wait for the next version. I can raise an SR and the Pega team will work on it and they would give me a hot fix for that.
Okay.
That is there, but I don't need to wait until the next version for resolving that particular issue.
Got it. Okay. Yeah. Thanks.
Sure. I mean, others don't need to worry. So you will also get to learn this very soon. So no problem at all. Okay. So I think that's pretty much on the basic stuff. We covered a bit of OOPS concept. We cover a bit on the business process management. So tomorrow we'll land into Pega. So we'll see what Pega is, what capabilities it can offer. So we'll talk about the installations. We'll directly, look into the platform. We'll see what it is. We'll explore that. Okay, so that's going to be the agenda for tomorrow. Okay, so are we good for today? Any other questions? Are we good?
Yeah.
Clear on this? Great. Okay. So I think yes, then that is all from my end for today. If no other questions, we are good. Yeah. Thank you all. Thanks for joining. Have a great day.
Thank you.
Thank you all. Bye-bye.
Thank you.